Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reading my new fic that I literally just posted before starting to record this. It's called Costume Critiques, and yeah, so I'll read the summary, and then I'll start chapter 1. Izuku Midoriya decides to try and become the first quirkless hero after getting told he couldn't be a hero by his idol. Before he can start at UA, though, he needs to train. And who better to train him than his father, who's one of the most famous quirk analysts in the country. While Izuku trains to get into UA, he meets a few people, more like 3 maniacs. When Izuku finally gets into UA, he finds out that he's not only getting into UA as a hero course student, but he's also getting in for another reason. His analysis on the written exam was so good that Principal Nezu decided to give him a job before the year even started. What job was Izuku given? You'll find out soon enough. Chapter 1. Izuku Midoriya. Izuku couldn't breathe. The disgusting taste of sweat and expired milk filled his mouth. Well, at least that's what it tasted like to Izuku. It was actually sludge. The sludge villain was choking him. Fuck, Izuku thought. I can't die like this. I have to get out. Izuku thrashed at the villain. The thrashing wasn't as effective as he'd hoped, since he was running out of energy. His vision started to become fuzzy. He started hearing TV static. He started to taste copper. Blood. No, he thought. I am here, he heard before he was out cold. He felt a hand hitting him in the face. Why was Kachan bothering him at home now? Wait. When had he gotten home? No, he wasn't home. Shit! He was still in the tunnel. He jolted upright, which was a bad idea since his vision immediately got blurry. Maybe he'd need to go to the hospital to get checked out. No, he'd just be a waste of materials. He'd been reminded of that several times. Oh, good, Izuku heard a voice say, as he whipped his head to look at the speaker. It was All Might. You're awake. I thought I'd lost you to this villain. Holy shit, it's All Might. Izuku stared at the man. His eyes were wide and his mouth was parted in a show of shock. Are you okay, young man? All Might, the All Might, asked. I'm fine, he stuttered, getting to his feet. Oh, would you sign my notebook, please? He asked, picking up his notebook. I already signed it, young man, All Might said, smiling. Izuku opened it and saw the signature, and smiled. He bowed. Thank you, All Might, he said. No need to bow, young man, All Might said, waving him off. All Might, where's the villain? He asked, hugging the notebook tight to his chest. Oh, he's right here, All Might said, holding out 2 soda bottles. Izuku just nodded, knowing All Might probably didn't have anything better to hold it in. Well, I better get going now, All Might said, preparing to leave. No, he couldn't leave. Izuku still needed to ask him a question. Izuku knew he didn't have enough time to say anything before All Might would blast off, so, right as he jumped, Izuku grabbed onto his leg. All Might tried shaking him off, but he reminded him that they were in the air, and if he let go, he'd die. All Might seemed to realize this fact as well, and Izuku decided to land on a roof. He gave Izuku a quick scolding, and he was about to leave again when Izuku yelled out his question. Can someone without a quirk become a hero? All Might stopped. Izuku kept his eyes on All Might, not wanting to back down. All Might coughed and became scrawny. Izuku's eyes widened. Holy shit! All Might is small now? All Might explained to Izuku why he'd become small. And with every new thing All Might said about himself, it felt, to Izuku, like All Might was painting a part of a picture that was part of something bigger. And for some reason, he thought about his grandma, Nana. She'd pre-recorded a video for him and his mom, and in the video, when she when she was explaining some stuff, it had always felt to Izuku that she was leaving something out of the story. Izuku was getting the same feeling from All Might. Anyways, All Might said, apparently done telling his story. To answer your question, young man, no, I don't think someone without a quirk can become a hero. It would just be too dangerous. I mean, take what happened to me, for example. I have a quirk, and I still got hurt this bad. Aren't quirks just tools? Izuku mumbled, but All Might didn't hear him. It's good to have dreams, but make sure you keep your dreams obtainable, All Might said. He was about to leave when Izuku's mouth decided to move before he could think. You know that's quirkist, right? Izuku said, gritting his teeth. All Might had been about to answer, but Izuku barreled on. That may be your honest opinion, but that doesn't make it the truth. You know, All Might, I've been waiting for one person to tell me that I could be a hero. I thought you might have been that person for me, but apparently not. I'll make it as a hero, without a quirk, and I'll prove you and all the other people who told me I couldn't do it wrong. Izuku didn't wait for All Might's reply. He just pushed past him, through the door. Izuku was halfway down the stairs when he heard an explosion. He looked out the window and saw smoke. Fuck! Kachan! Izuku started sprinting. He ran down the streets, and when he finally made it to the scene, he saw a huge crowd. Several heroes and first responders. Shit! Izuku pushed to the front of the crowd. He saw scrawny All Might out of the corner of his eye. Apparently, he'd used all of his time for today. Izuku looked back to the scene in front of him. He saw the villain who'd attacked him earlier. He could what? He could taste the sweat and expired milk again. Shit! The villain had a new hostage. Fuck! Why weren't the heroes doing anything? Why were they just standing there? They're more concerned with keeping the civilians away from the area rather than helping the hostage taken by the villain. Did they not know the person was dying? Then, he heard Death Arms yell about how his quirk wasn't suited for this fight. Oh, Izuku gets it now. Heroes were too self-centered to think about fighting without using their quirks. They do know they can win against every villain. They can't win against every villain while relying solely on their quirks, right? Izuku didn't have a lot of time to dwell on that because he heard a familiar scream, and he saw familiar spiky ash blonde hair. Of course, his suspicions were right. Kachan was here. He just wasn't where Izuku thought he was. Izuku jumped over Backdraft's barrier and sprinted towards the villain. The heroes were yelling at him to stop, but he didn't listen. He threw his open backpack at the villain, hitting him in the face and giving Kachan a bit of breathing room. Izuku reached into the sludge and grabbed Kachan's hand before he could say anything. Izuku tugged on his arm, and he had just enough strength to pull him out. He fell backwards and Kachan fell next to him. Izuku jumped to his feet and grabbed Kachan's hand as he sprinted back towards Backdraft and the other heroes. Backdraft! Izuku called, getting his attention. Please, wash him away! Backdraft nodded and removed his barriers before blasting water towards the sludge villain. Everything was happening so fast. The sludge villain didn't have enough time to react before he was being sprayed down with water. After a few minutes, all the villain was in police custody. While they waited for the police to finish collecting the villain, the heroes yelled at Izuku for being reckless, while they praised Kachan for his bravery. Izuku caught Kachan looking at him with a stare that said, "These people are fucking idiots." Izuku had been about to nod when Death Arms said something. "I bet your father's very disappointed in you if you do shit like this often," Death Arms said. Izuku stood up from his spot on the asphalt. "What the fuck did you just say about my father?" Izuku asked Death Arms. He saw Kachan take a few steps back as a few more heroes started to approach Izuku and Death Arms. "My father has always been involved in my life, and no matter what I've decided to do, he supported me through it. So if you think he'd be disappointed in me for saving a person I've known since I was 4, You'd be gravely mistaken. Death Arms was quiet, but Izuku continued. Also, you do realize you were all being complete assholes, right? Before anyone could say anything, Izuku continued. You're all praising Kachan for his bravery, while you're berating me for being reckless. Do I know running into a fight is dangerous? Yes. Do I know I could have died? Yes. Did I still run into a fight to save Kachan because the heroes on the scene weren't doing anything to help him since they were too self-absorbed in the way their quirks wouldn't work for the situation? Yes. Everyone was silent. The only noise on the street was the flashing of cameras. But the quiet didn't stand for long because Izuku wasn't done. I'm quirkless, and I was able to save Kachan. All of you heroes were worrying about not being able to use your quirks to defeat the villain. Yet I defeated the villain without a quirk. I defeated the villain using my brain, which apparently none of you have. I know the society's absorbed in their quirks, but let me lay down the facts for you. Quirks are just tools. Quirks help you when you need them. You don't need a quirk to become a hero. Has anyone tried to become a quirkless hero? No, but if people have dreamed. I will be the first quirkless person to become a hero, so this quirkless society can finally wake up and realize that worth isn't about quirks. Izuku was about to walk away when a reporter yelled out, "What's your name?" He stopped, looked right into the camera, and said, "Izuku Midoriya. I'm the son of the famous quirk analyst Hisashi Midoriya." After saying that, Izuku left the scene. Okay, that's the end of chapter 1, Izuku Midoriya. Now after rereading this, I realize I have a few errors I have to go back and fix. But we don't talk about that. And we don't talk about me messing up when reading earlier and just dying laughing, which I am going to keep in here because it was very funny. Because I could not say the word sweat. Yeah. I know I haven't podfic for a bit, but that's because I hadn't posted this yet because I was like, I'm gonna wait to post it until I finish it. But apparently I decided not to because I put down podficking as one of my goals for this week, and I wanted to complete all my goals for the first time in forever. Not in forever, for the first time since I think it's the first time since I started making my goals that I actually completed all of them. But, yeah, I don't know. But, you know, this is very not on topic for fan fiction, but I watched the new My Hero Academia movie yesterday, and it was so good. Like, I loved it so much. Like, oh my god. I can't put it into words how much I loved it. It was a fucking masterpiece, and I can't wait to rewatch it when it comes out on streaming services. Like, that shit was so good. There was literally only one other person in that movie theater with me, and I was like, this is amazing. And I had to, like, not scream at some of the scenes. Like, I wanted to scream so bad because I normally scream at my TV whenever I, like, watch a movie or something. And I couldn't this time because I was actually in a theater. So, I was like, I was quietly screaming, and it was like, I'm screaming now because I can. No, but it was so fun, and I loved it so much. Like, I literally drove 30 minutes for that, and worth it. Like, 30 minutes away from home, and it was so good. Definitely worth it. I don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna say that you guys should go read Shigenatsu fanfics, because that's what I was doing today, and it was very fun. Also, I think I should say that I accidentally stopped recording this the first time. So like the first minute of this video is literally my first recording of this, which I accidentally pressed stop on because I paused it to put on a sweatshirt. And then I was like, I'm not re-recording that first minute. I'm just going to go on. So, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, if y'all are wondering what I'm about to do after posting this podfic, I'm going to go play some Minecraft. Because Minecraft is top tier. I swear, it's so good. And I haven't played all weekend, so I'm going to play it today. Even though I only have like an hour, because I'm gonna go to bed at like 10:30 or something, and it is currently 9:23 for me. Yay! I'm gonna shut up now. If you stayed this long, thank you. Actually, if you stayed this long and listened to me rant, please put blue hearts in the comments for Shigenatsu. Like, y'all, I can't tell you how obsessed I am with that ship. I love them so much. And I'm literally about to write a Shigenatsu fanfic. Not right now, but, like, I'm going to write one. I swear. Trust. Okay. But yeah, comment down below, blue hearts, if you made it this far in the video. Because I want to know who actually likes to hear me yap. So, I really hope you enjoyed, and did I literally just spend 3 minutes talking about, like, nonsense? Actually, it's 4 minutes, but, yeah, I did, I spent, like, 4 minutes right now, just yapping, 4 or 5 minutes, yeah, it was, like, 5 minutes, sorry, y'all, I'll shut up now, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I should be putting up part 2 tomorrow. Maybe. I have chapter 2 written. I just don't know if I'm going to post it tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Love you guys. Bye. And I just remembered I have to make an edit. Fuck. Okay. Bye.